Hey everybody, welcome to this recording, which is a really fun one for me. We've got Kent Smith, our business development specialist for the Pacific Northwest, and Tom Cummings, newer loan officer to the Loan Depot team up in Seattle. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Hey, so this is a little known fact for anybody watching this, but I think Tom, you're the only person at Loan Depot that I've swam in a pool and worn a Speedo with.
It was a long time ago, but it's true.
Yeah. And if we unpack that, we played water polo together in high school. So, there's not much more to the story than that, but I don't get to say that about it. I don't think anybody else here at Loan Depot. Is there anybody else that we rolled with in a pool?
No, not like that.
No. Well, they were, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but I think we're pushing 30 years. So way back machine.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Hey, so just to get started, for those of you that don't know Tom Cummings, he's a loan officer with us in Seattle. And Tom, your business has grown like almost 3 times what you did at your previous company. Like, what can you share about your experience here and some of the things that Loan Depot does that have really helped you grow your business that much?
Yeah, so my own personal experience, so professionally, I spent most of my career in commercial real estate and made the leap into residential, I guess about 3 years ago, and came in totally cold, like left my old job on a Friday and started with a new company on a Monday. So didn't have really any experience and struggled a bit with a couple companies that I worked with initially, and then had an opportunity to move over to Loan Depot. And I think, a few things were really appealing and have kind of served me well over the almost a year that I've been here. And that's been, and in no particular order, I think like the team element that's in place in my particular group, there's just a huge commitment to leveraging each other. We have 2 daily calls where everybody that wants to gets on a group Zoom and just shares information. So issues they're dealing with, whether it's how to work with a client or guidelines issues, technical stuff, how to work with our systems. And so it's just it's an awesome way to unclear roadblocks. You don't have to kind of search for something on your own for 4 hours if you're stuck, or wait to access somebody on a one-on-one chat and not necessarily kind of on a schedule that works for you. So
God, how awesome is that? Like in this new COVID world, like we'd normally be in offices walking down the hall and saying, hey, if this came up, how would you deal with it? Like seems like a great way to just keep people connected remotely and like stay informed.
Yeah. I mean, I can't overstate how helpful it is. Like you can literally just drop in, whether it's a 30-second question or you're working through something for 10 minutes. And, even if you don't have a particular issue you're dealing with, if you've got the time to just turn the Zoom on and maybe passively listen, you're picking up nuggets left and right. So it's run by a couple of our sales managers that have a couple decades worth of experience. And I mean, the tribal knowledge transfer is amazing. So that team element has been super helpful. The other thing that's always been kind of appealing to me is just getting ahead of technology, and I guess I should say current technology, committing to that, but also trying to stay ahead of the curve. And so, as a newer LO, one of the things that was always difficult for me was the kind of scaling the marketing side. And I think that's something that our group does exceptionally well through the systems that we have available, but just also how they integrate with other options that you have, whether it's social media or how we leverage CRM to get print flyers out, things like that. And so that's been a huge deal for me as well. And then the other part of it that's helpful is, we're as LOs receiving leads, and that's a nice way to supplement the organic business that you bring through, your referral partner network.
I love it.
Yeah.
What about what is the market like in Seattle right now? How is it different than maybe a year ago for you? And maybe what have those leads really translated to for you in regards to business?
Yeah, the market up here is pretty crazy, pretty highly active. We're going through, just from a real estate perspective, a lot of appreciation. So kind of second highest appreciating market according to Case-Shiller. So there's a lot of competition. So we lean heavily on, from the marketing side on promoting how fast we can close and how we support clients. Like a big deal would be, as a company, we're totally willing to pre-underwrite. So, not only getting people pre-approved, but taking them even further to help them differentiate their offers from everybody else. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of activity from lead gen as well. So we're getting referrals out of our calling efforts, whether they're conforming size loans or jumbos. Like jumbo activity is really ramping up. I've probably gotten, I'd say 10 leads in the last 2 weeks.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey, I found this interesting, and Kent, you and I were talking about this morning. So obviously we have a call center. They do a ton of business. The credit box for the product is a lot smaller, and all the jumbo calls that come in, whether it's refi or purchase, get pushed out to the street because we have access to our proprietary product, which is just a highly liquid portfolio jumbo product, but also just all the correspondent relationships we have that the call center doesn't really delve into. So that's cool to hear it's actually translating into deals. You said 10 for how long recently?
Just 2 weeks, like literally right before this, I was on a call talking to one jumbo referral and then texting at the same time and set up a call at noon for another one. So it's—
How do those come to you? Is it like is it a live transfer or an email, or what is it? How does it come across?
I'll get an email from our team, and they'll have a connection there to a file, and it ports into our CRM. So I'll be able to look up kind of what they have, and then if the clients filled out an application, they'll transfer those files over. So I'll have access to those.
So no data entry, you get notified, sometimes the phone rings, and all the data that person has shared is transferred into your Salesforce. So you have it all in front of you.
Yeah. And so I can literally, if I click on that link, I can be, like you said, without entering any data, I can be texting that person out of our CRM within 15 seconds and setting up a call. Yeah. So it's awesome.
Kent, I feel like I'm hogging the call, but I know you had some stuff you wanted to ask Tom about, or just, make sure that we're sharing with people as they watch this.
First of all, we need to go back to the Speedo thing. We're getting Loan Depot branded Speedos and we're sending them out to you guys. Okay, so number one, I got to figure out a way to set that up. Number two, so here's what I want to ask you, Tom. So I know when you and I first connected, God, was it February of last year or March of last year? Man, it's crazy to look at the calendar and how quickly time's gone by. But so talk a little bit about coaching. Are you participating in any coaching at all up there? I know, and the two leaders up there in the market you mentioned earlier, Stacy and Trevor, I mean, are just fantastic people overall. They're just good humans and really want everybody in that market to succeed. Great to partner with, but talk a little bit about, the mentorship and the coaching, maybe from them or from other sources that you're seeing that have contributed to growth and success.
Yeah, so Trevor runs our daily drop-in call. So he's making himself available to our entire team a couple times a day. But just this quarter, I started coaching with him. Steve actually helped set that up. So we do one-on-one coaching every other week, which is great for me. Trevor, just in particular, he aligns with me because he's a systems guy. I'm a systems guy too. I like repeatability, scalability, consistency, that sort of thing. So, I'm trying to build my business based on, not only getting client serviced and meeting their requirements, but setting up things on the back end. So we're delivering, an optimized experience and being able to repeat it and scale it.
Yeah, I think, and what I know about Trevor as well, right? Working with him for coming on a year and a half now. Of the two, Trevor is very much the engineer, right? Very linear in the thought, plot A to B to C to D to E, right? And he's spectacular at doing that. He's amazing at doing that. My brain doesn't work that way. So, if I were getting coached by him, I would be off the rails like 2 minutes out of the train station. But he is He's really, really good at that. So good. I'm glad to hear that. So that'll be good for other people that have that similar wiring.
Yeah.
That's available, right, to help them understand and learn. Because I think that when you go through coaching, it's got to be a personality match or a thought match of right how we operate, because that's the best way to maximize the time and success. Excellent. Excellent. What else do you think? Well, let's talk about the rest of the year. So, like, what have you set for goals for yourself for this year? Where do you realistically expect yourself to be, come December 31st of 2021?
Yeah, so I made a choice, I guess, to bring on a team member. So there's two of us now that have formed a team. My goal is to double basically the business that I did last year. I don't see any reason that we can't do that. There's no shortage of leads. So it's just really a matter of kind of getting the brickwork laid so that we have the processes in place so that we're being really efficient. So in our particular case, the way that we're setting it up is I'm going to devote most of my time to new relationship development and just kind of front end type things. And then my loan partner will be managing deals as they come in, whether that's like structuring them from the beginning, or if I happen to kind of take a deal to a certain point, we'll execute a handoff, and then he'll manage the rest of the cycle. So just really trying to devote the appropriate amount of time to our clients, whether they're referral partners or borrowers, so that they're getting exactly what they need.
Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to supporting that. So
yeah. Hey, Tom, relative to those leads, what's it like calling and dealing on the front end with referral partners when you have pre-qualified borrowers that don't have a realtor? I mean, does that pop up with the leads you're seeing that we're getting from our corporate program?
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because we do have a system where we can connect our referral partners with the leads that we receive. I just actually this week sent out 2 invitations to very close partners of mine to join that program. So it's all upside for them. There's no cost. It's just a matter of connecting them, to a deal. And we, honestly, we may exit that deal at some point just because the client may not choose to go with us, or we may not have the product to support them, but the referral partner would be welcome to stay and work that transaction if there's a connection there.
Got to talk about value. It's like not just, hey, I'm going to close the loan and answer my phone, but like, hey, I've got a pre-qualified borrower for you and they don't have a realtor.
Yeah.
Got to make it a lot more fun making those calls.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not just, asking for business and looking for things to go one way. You're kind of supporting the whole ecosystem. And that's like a professional philosophy of mine is, give where you can, and everybody experiences the good karma in the end.
Oh, totally. Well, and you get to help them talk to a referral partner that in the market that's going to take good care of them too. So like there's definitely value for them in that introduction.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, how about this? Wrapping it up. Obviously, you and I rolled in a pool for a long time, and Tom, I remember you being like an animal, dude. You were like game face. As soon as your toe hit the water, you were like gnarly. I was scared of you in the pool. I remember being like, dude, I'm swimming away from Tom. He's gonna like bury me. But who's Tom Cummings outside of work these days, and what do you do when you're not doing the mortgage thing?
So we've got 3 kids. 2 of them are out of the house. One's a senior. She's getting her college acceptances now, so that's pretty exciting. So
That's super cool.
We'll be empty nesters come this fall. I'd say the biggest thing that we do that unfortunately is on hold is we like to travel. So my wife and I did long distance for about 10 years, believe it or not. And so we'd reward ourselves for each year of getting through it by taking a long trip to typically Europe. We kind of got into a Italy and France rhythm. So that just stuck after we got married. And so that's kind of our big passion is getting over and traveling and seeing the world and eating good food, hanging out with different people. So and I guess, the one thing too, I mean, talking about exercise, I used to do triathlons. It's been a couple years. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting back into that. May have a little more bandwidth after the youngest here goes to college.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Well, hey, dude, I appreciate you. It's fun to be on the same team. We get to wear the same jersey. And Kent, I'm glad you were able to connect. Tom,
Thank you.
and, you know, that we're all part of the same team. This is fun. Let's have a great year. And dude, keep sharing these stories, man. They're inspiring, and they keep, I know Kent and I on the phone, you know, talking to people about like what's possible here. I mean, you're a great example of, you know, embracing systems and technology and just doing the work, as Kent says, just digging the trench every day, you know, and just the results come if you're in the right platform, working with the right leaders and all the systems and tools you have behind you. So thanks for being on this journey with us.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks,
cool.
guys.
You guys have a good day. I'm going to go see if I can find a new Speedo for and start practicing.